Ladies and gentlemen, this is internet personality Vangelus, and I'd like you to join me in welcoming our friend Kamen! Kamen Rider Gatack's release in SHFiguarts took me a little bit by surprise, I admit in part because I had just finally acquired the Sochok Henshin version, but, you know, I didn't mind because I always loved the Gatack design. Unfortunately, like many early Kabuto Figuarts, he does have the bow-leggedness, which is fixable, but I haven't done it yet. He's got all the major design aspects of good old Gatack, including these swords kind of just stuck on his shoulders. But really, he does look very striking with the blue chest armor. I'm just going to show you a little pornographic close-up of his torso, because really, a lot of these Kabuto riders are more or less identical from the waist down. But just check out the nice blue sheen on that. It's quite gorgeous to the eye. And like many Figuarts, if not all Figuarts, who are Kamen Riders, he's got the glorious compound eyes. This is a wonderful representation of Gatack. Really the only criticism one could launch against this sculpt would, as with many of the Kamen Rider Kabuto Figuarts, be the thin neck. Although, honestly, I think it actually makes this more effective. Unfortunately, Gatack is one of the first Figuarts to kind of get stilted on accessories, but he does come with everything he needs, which is the important thing. He more or less, outside of what you see here, just comes with another 2 pairs of hands. He's got his open hands, and he's got his specially sculpted holding hands, with grips actually molded inside the palm to help him hold the blades on his shoulders. Now, the thing about his low accessory count is, unlike Agito ground form, as I said, Gatack comes with everything that he needs, and that means that I don't feel like he's missing anything. I actually can't really think of anything this guy would need, outside of, I don't know, maybe some calm open hands, but when was Kagami ever, you know, calm? The dude was fired up, that's why he was able to tame the spirit of Gatack, or something. I admit I just made that up. With the SHFiguarts, by the way, on the wrist, it's kind of interesting how, due to how the wrist joint works, you actually sort of have to do a little bit of work, especially when you're holding bladed weapons, to alter the way this swivel works, so it goes up and down like this. But once you do, you can reach up and take hold of the blades and go to work. Now, one of the other weaknesses of this sculpt, I will admit, is more so of a structural bit of stability, and that would be the shoulder pads themselves. The thing about them is they're a little bit floppy, and especially when the blades are on them, they can sometimes just pop up at very inopportune times, and when there's a blade on there, it's just sticking all over the place, it's embarrassing, no one wants to invite Kagami to the Christmas party, you know, we're sad all around. Also, due to the design of his blades, the shoulder armor has a thin peg here, and then a hole here. Now, they did cover for the hole somewhat by giving it sort of an outer peg to even out having a peg on each shoulder pad, and that does help, but it is still a noticeable bit of asymmetry. That said, once he's holding his blades, and thanks again to the lovely posability of SHFiguarts, he can assume a boatload of assault meleeing type poses. You can replicate a lot of his poses. One of the coolest and most unexpected features of the SHFiguart is they even replicated rider cutting. Due to how one of the swords has a peg and one has a hole, you can actually clip them together down here and go to work with rider cutting. Now, I keep forgetting this actually. If you see in the show, he actually does flip around the grip he has on them before he does this. And you do have to do that here as well, but then you combine them together, and once again, thanks to SHFiguarts' posability, not only can you execute rider cutting, you can actually work it a little bit without him letting go of his weapons. So, once again, just another great little bonus feature on Gatack, and another reason why his low number of additional accessories doesn't bother me all that much, because, you know, he does everything he needs to. Insert lame joke about doing hedge trimming, or I guess we could stick Edward Scissorhands in here or something like that. Never mind. Anyway, Gatack overall is a very effective bit of figuart, and the only knock against him I can really say is, once again, just the bow-leggedness, and if it really does bother you, the thinness of the proportions. The bow-leggedness is something that I'm going to be bringing up in each video because, you know, some people might just watch one or two of these. And it is worth noting because it's a huge QC fault on Bandai's part, and they have corrected it, especially in some of the newer Figuarts that use the Kabuto body. So don't feel like you're at risk for every Figuart you lay your eyes on the worldwide internets. Just be aware that issues may arise, and just be prepared with a hairdryer. The only thing that this guy doesn't have, that none of the Kabuto Figuarts have, and in the case of Gatack, I especially wish he did have it, was a set of accessories to apply over top of him to create a masked form. Now, I understand this is pretty ludicrous calling, especially if I was going to say, and I want him to be posable as well. But to me, a big part of Gatack's design, even if it didn't get used too much, was the fact that when he was in masked form, these were cannons. And that's the one thing that's kind of missing from the quote-unquote play pattern of this guy. But, you know, it's a small thing. Anyway, this has been Internet Personality Vangelus, and today marks the end of another day of Rider Figuarts Week. So stay tuned and check out what comes tomorrow. It'll be another little shot of Kabuto, but what kind of shot will it be? Will it be one that speeds us into the past to see the origins of our troubles? Or will it be one that tries to defend the innocent, even when those defenders themselves are a little bit flawed?